Okay, year 11, we're going to look at finding the equation of inverse variation. So let's look at our first example. It says P varies inversely with Q. If when Q equals 4 and P equals 38, find P when Q equals 5. Okay, now step 1 is to identify the two variables and form a proportional equation. The two variables are obviously P and also Q. So we're going to write down P is equal to K over Q. Now, step 2 is to substitute the values for X and Y to find K. In other words, we're going to substitute the values for P and Q to find K. Okay, so we're finding the constant of variation now. So I'm going to put in 38 is equal to K over 4. Okay, now from there, I'm going to multiply both sides by the 4, obviously, to get the K by itself. That cancels, and you're left with 4 times 38, which is equal to 152. So K equals 152. So we found the constant of variation. Now we're going to rewrite our equation for step 3 with the value for K. There's our equation. And the last step we're going to do is we're going to find P when Q equals 5. We can now finish off this question. So find P when Q equals 5. So I'm just going to now substitute in 5 and work out 152 divided by 5. You'll get 30.4. Okay, let's have a look at another question. How about this one? The temperature T in degrees Celsius of the air is inversely proportional to the height, h in meters above sea level. At 600 meters above sea level, the temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature at 1,000 meters above sea level? Okay, first thing to do is to identify the two variables. They are temperature, and we're going to write down our variation equation. Temperature and height. So T equals K over H. Step 2 is to substitute values to find K. Now it tells me that when the temperature is 8 and the height is 600, right? That means I can find K. So I'm just going to then obviously go 8 times 600 for the K, and that's going to give you 8 times 600, which is 4,800. Okay, now next step is to update your equation with this value of K. So I can now write down this over 6, oh, sorry, not 600, that's my bad there. Should be H. Okay, so that's my new equation. And now I can answer the question. The question says, what is the temperature at 1,000 meters above sea level? Okay, so that means I'm going to put in T equals 4,800 divided by 1,000, and that'll be 4.8, and put your units degrees Celsius. Okay, check we've answered the question, and we have. Okay, so both questions there followed the same method. So make sure all of that is copied down, and then you can start the exercise.